Hi all, and welcome back to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel and you've just landed on my page today, I welcome you all. I'm Aspie. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness and sharing my life story with Aspergers Syndrome and the like to take you on the lowdown of what life is in general is like for me. As we know, every autistic is different, so I'm hoping to be your girl to just share my life experiences based on what I know and understand through my living of autism, or shall we say Aspergers Syndrome, versus hopefully maybe that there'll be some key differences here and there between us. So, in all further ado, guys, basically, if you've been wondering where I've been at so far, as you can see, obviously, in the new surroundings, so hopefully this will be the last move for the year or what have you. So, as people to my session, also, just to bear in mind, even though I'm really behind in my schedule of what I was hoping to bring out, and I humbly apologise, as you know, some of it will be coming off late. Some of these videos that I want to share with you all will hopefully be a surprise to you all, especially for that hard work I've been doing in the last 2-3 months of this project that I've been clearly sharing with you all. So in the meantime, while this is on hold, I'm doing the autism and a bit more, or some of the topics that it is autistic related, because that's where I roll, as well as health and awareness. So I humbly apologise for that. And also, hopefully, leading up to Christmas or so, I'll be out and about and hopefully maybe bring out some events along the way, the Malatu and out of the Malatu, with or without Father Light, as I said to you guys in the last few videos over that you may have seen. So in all honesty, this one's all about basically why we should hire people that are autistic. I feel basically as an employer that we need to come into an understanding agreement that there is still a bit of friction going on and misunderstandings here and there based on what autism is like for every individual that are autistic and whatnot, even though there are some changes that has been put in place so far in the workforce for people that are autistic, which I believe there still needs to be more to be addressed. However, but in saying this, I'm going to be sharing my food for thought from what I was watching on the AM show with Duncan Garner and Catherine Trezona from the Altogether Autism, basically from what I can gather and understand from what they had in that 5-minute interview, pretty much. And hopefully within this, we can come to some sort of understanding agreement and become more aware of what's going on. Because here in New Zealand, as I said, there is a lack of understanding and awareness, even though there is certain things that has been put in place for other countries that are autistic to, thoroughly work through their differences and whatnot. So, as we know, basically, interviews can be really difficult for many of us autistics. We stumble, we falter, we get overwhelmed and everything else. And I guess it can be for anyone, not just people on the autism spectrum, however, as well. In saying this, of what's going down for the interviews. But I'll be bringing more about interviews and all these other bits that is correlated, hopefully, in this segment that I'm doing right now of the autism and series and whatnot of the hiring of the autistic, what I'm hoping to cover for hiring an autistic or interviewing the autistic, the do's and don'ts pretty much when hiring an autistic, and also maybe just the before, during and after process of the interview process, hopefully to help assist people that are autistic or not, that are still struggling with that process as well. As we know, basically, times are changing now. However, for people on the autism spectrum, when it comes down to basically trying to see quick, even though some of us autistics may be lucky enough to find work, regardless, of our age and stage of our life process in this autism spectrum. So you may be wondering, if you haven't been watching my videos, what is autism spectrum disorder, or ASD as I clinically abbreviate it down to. This is a clinical name to form for a group of condition that affects the way people make sense of the world around us. ASD is a lifelong condition, so it's no cure. Obviously, we just do the best we can to just get away on our life every day. This, however, in saying so though, however, for ASD, be it a lifelong condition, this can affect social and communication skills. But bear in mind that every autistic will be different on the brand of scale of things. Some will have high level of IQ, some will have lower level of IQ, some will have certain abilities to do certain things. Some of us may not be able to, hearsay. Just got to remember, some people on the autism spectrum also basically, or shall I say on this has this autism spectrum disorder, be it autism and the like, on this umbrella that I clearly should have shown right by now of, you know, what its umbilical terms of all these terms I'm bringing out to you is also in the way of how it affects their social and communication skills will also affect them in the way how they think and behave towards other people. I'm not saying that they should get away with it, even though many people think, you know, just because they're having a hissy fit or a bad hair day, you know, but we just need to differentiate if they are having a tantrum or if they are having a meltdown, because those two key differences, as I clearly shared before, the differences between tantrums and meltdowns. Some people on the autism spectrum disorder may experience significant impairment with classic autism, while many others, such as myself with Asperger's, may be highly intelligent but socially uncomfortable. There's a huge variation of the extension and how people are affected in between these two extremities. However, for example, some may have accompanying learning disabilities, some not so much. So you may be questioning, what is autism? I just break it down to autism is basically a different sort of disability. The question that you may be asking for us is, how hard is it for people on the autism spectrum disorder basically to get jobs? Well, this will vary from person to person, obviously, and from sometimes different, you know, age groups. That some may finish school, already have work, some may not, and still are seeking work. So it's depending on our level of not mature intelligence, but maturity and sense of things, you know. But then in saying this, basically, there are reasonings behind this, and we need to be aware that there's some of the jobs ain't doable for us. So I'm going to quickly address to you all, hopefully, what is best suited for us in a way of what is beneficial for us or for the right job. As I may have already said this before, I'll humbly apologise, but just got to remember that some of the jobs that needs to be chosen has to be put into our strengths of what, you know, we can do. Both high and low functioning people have poor short-term working memory, but some may often have a better long-term memory than others, or most normal people. You may be asking to me, you know, where do I fit in the criteria of Aspergers Syndrome? My short-term memory can be good enough for the best part, but then again, you know, can be bad. But anyway, I'm hoping to list the bad jobs that probably would find difficulty doing. Table 2 is a list of easy jobs for a visual thinker. I have difficulty doing abstract maths such as algebra. Most of the jobs on table 2 do not require complex maths. However, even though you've got to bear in mind that not all autistics are mathematical or technical in a way of being able to read programming and codes, there are other suitable jobs for them, sort of thing. Another thing is for the tips for jobs for people with AS and autism. Jobs should have a well-defined goal or endpoint. Sell your work, not your personality. So maybe make a portfolio of your work that you've done, so that it can prove to the employer that is about to hire you or not, that you can, you know, think beyond your limitations. The boss must recognize your social limitations, however, also. It's important that high-functioning autistics and Aspergers syndrome people may pick a college major in an area where they can get the jobs. Computer science is a good choice because it's very likely that many of the best programmers have either Aspergers syndrome or some of their traits anyway. Other good majors are accounting, engineering, library science, and art with an emphasis on commercial art and drafting. Majors in history, political science, business, English, or pure maths should be avoided. However, one could major in library science with a minor in history, but the library science degree makes it easier to get a job. But then again, as I can't clearly stress enough, though, it will vary from person to person. The person with Aspergers syndrome, in conclusion, or autism, has to compensate basically for poor social skills by making themselves so good in a specialized field that people will be willing to buy their skill, even though social skills are poor. This is why making a portfolio of your work is so important. You need to learn a few social survival skills, but you will make friends at work by sharing your shared interest with the other people who work in your speciality. My social life is almost all work related, but not quite. I am friends with people I do interesting work with, however. Okay, you may be questioning to me right now, right? what is the benefits of employing people, right? Okay, well, there are a few reasons. Many employers aren't aware that people with autism, including those with AS, alright, can be extremely skilled, well-skilled, high-qualified, and employable individuals. While autism affects all individuals to varying degrees, however, of what I've just clearly mentioned, it's extremely common for these individuals to possess exceptional and unique skills that enables them to thrive in many everyday roles that we go for, from computer programmers to statisticians to journalists and writers. And unfortunately, due to difficulties with social skills and interaction, though, however, and a general lack of understanding of the condition among the general public, are often overlooked as potential candidates. As well as personal traits and individual strengths, however, it's very common for individuals with autism to exude with high levels of concentration and focus, 2, reliability and dependability, 3, attention to detail and accuracy, 4, technical abilities such as coding and programming, 5, factual knowledge and actual memory, and excellent memory, I should say. Not all individuals with autism will tick all of these above boxes, however, but it's highly likely that they'll perhaps be better suited to certain tasks than millions of others that you choose to hire. By gaining a better understanding of autism, however, as a condition, business could enlist some exceptional talent while at the same time demonstrate their commitment to equality and diversity. Just remember, though, basically, in saying this, though, also that neurodiversity is now the new norm for basically employers that is trying to hire people that are autistic. There has been some new innovatives and ideas, plus some models that can actually illustrate this, however, of some of these diversity of programs for employers that can be used in hiring people on the spectrum that won't forever focus on race, gender, but on the cognitive ability. There has been a huge amount of growing interest in the term neurodiversity, which what I mean here is hiring people with cognitive disabilities such as autism spectrum disorders. So, also in saying this, basically from what I can gather, autism is far more common than most people will realize. So just be with me and as a disclaimer that some of the statistics I've been getting, be it US, UK, whatever, is all I could find right now based on this topic, because there are still limited resources here in New Zealand based on what I'm sharing with you all. So I clinically apologize in advance, but therefore it will hopefully give you a better understanding and clear mindset outreach of what I'm saying here. In the UK today, however, alone there are 700,000 individuals living with autism, which is a little more than 1 out of 100 every 100 people. If you were to include their families, it's safe to say that autism touches the lives of over 2.8 million people every single day. Individuals with autism can have exceptional talents and can prove to themselves and to others to be the invaluable assets to any business or organisation, but still there remains that stigma that is attached to bringing autism into the workplace. In fact, a recent labour force survey estimated that only 15% of adults with autism are in full-time employment. Businesses have much more to gain by understanding that making their workplaces autism-friendly isn't about ticking the boxes or winning equal opportunity objectives. It's about seeking out and tapping out into the talent of individuals who can get the job done. Given that individuals with autism often excel in certain traits from problem solving and concentration to memory skills and sheer dependability, and it's strange enough to think that this 15% employment figure isn't much higher than what we clearly thought would be. Also, it has been clearly known also, though, from what I can recall, basically, like, in America's statistics, basically in a way of hiring autism or just people with autism, roughly 60% of people with ASD have average or above average intelligence, yet 85% are unemployed in America alone, which is sad reality, but you know, this is just life, however, and whatnot. And saying this, though, to conclude before I run out of time to you all today, before I do my next segment over for you all, is in conclusion, people with autism can bring a great deal to any role given to them if they show to undertake them, and often possess talents and skills that are well above the national average. The more prospective employers know about autism and how it affects the individuals, the more they'll become a viable choice when seeking these form of candidates. Much of the stigma surrounding autism stems from a lack of knowledge, understanding, and awareness, but it is slowly becoming to change, as I said before in the beginning of this video. As we learn more about the condition and support networks, this will become better developed and suited to these individuals with the condition. Part of breaking down the stigma is altering the way employers think about autism. Rather than seeing it as a disability or something to help with their equal opportunities performance, they need to consider people with autism as the individuals they are, with talents, skills, strengths, and weaknesses, just like everybody else in the workforce. So accepting them for who they are and what they are. Well, this quickly and briefly ends about why employers should employ people with autism. Give me the like for thumbs up for support, comment below. Feel free to share these videos around to family and friends. Feel free to also follow me on my social media sites. Feel free to share these videos around and just bring the word out there about, hopefully, the Patreon if you're interested in funding for me or whatnot. Every little bit counts. Feel free to spread the word about what I'm hoping to do of, my next few projects. If you've been watching the next, those few series of leading up to this. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so, if you feel to subscribe. And if you do decide to subscribe, no pressure. I basically hope to do it on the daily, Monday to Friday. If not, it's probably going to be broken down to maybe 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, basically. So, in saying this, if you are going to be deciding to just turn that notification bell on after subscribing so you can keep up to date of what Aspie's been up to. So all for the do, guys. Thanks for support, thanks for your love. Do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out, and I'll see you again soon. Ciao for now.